Hi, note to facilitators. Concentric circles on overcoming oppression. You should watch the concentric circle coaching, but it is a little different because the group has already done concentric circles. They already know how to set up and they already know how to do it. So you don't need to explain how to do that or really set them up. You can say just make two concentric circles, put them in place, and you don't really need to go over good listening and speaking. You can just refer to it. So, um, thank you. And now we are going to do concentric circles for overcoming oppression. So if you could form two circles, one outside, one inside facing out, making pairs to speak to each other. Thank you very much. Excellent. And now I'm going to give you some topics. These topics may be a little more challenging. They may be things you're not used to hearing or thinking about. So I'm just going to give you 30 to 45 seconds, just a little bit of time, just under a minute, to try to just absorb the question a little bit and think about how you might answer before we're going to have the first person speak. And then I'm going to give you a couple minutes. Well, then I'm going to switch and have the other person speak. And then I'll give you a couple minutes at the end to write in your journal about that question before we move and do the next question. So that'll be a little change in the pattern. But let's begin. Greet your partner. Say hello. Make sure you know each other's names. And the outside circle will speak first. And the first topic is a truth working in me now, or something my conscience would move me to do now is. So again, a truth working in me now, or something my conscience would move me to do now is. I'm just going to let both of you think a little bit about this first. A truth working in me now, or something my conscience would move me to do now. We'll have the outside circle begin. Go. Tip to facilitator. If you actually do what you're asking of them, you will be able to pace it better. If you actually think, I wonder what a truth is that's working in me now. It's good to watch the clock so you don't get lost in your own work. But if you do the work yourself, it'll make the pacing much more natural, and it'll also really support them in doing the work also. After the time is up for the outside circle speaking, remember, let's finish up that idea. We're going to switch in just a second. Great. And we'd like to switch. The inside circle will speak now, and the outside circle will practice your good listening. Da 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 da. Okay, we're going to wrap up that idea. Yep. And as they wrap up that idea, let's get our journals out and let's make a few notes. I'm just going to give you a couple minutes. This isn't to write a lot, but just make notes that are complete enough that you'll understand what they mean when you come back. But just things you want to come back to, insights, changes that you'd like to make in yourself, new ideas, new directions. I'll give you a couple minutes. Okay, thank you. And now we're going to have the outside circle move one chair to the right. And I'm going to give you the second. Oh, I forgot. Thank your partner. Greet your new partner. Now I'm going to give you a minute to think about this one. A rigid decision I made as a child and how it affects me today. A rigid decision I made as a child. You know, when things don't go right and I go, well, if that's the way the world is, then I'm going to. Ugh. And how that affects me today is. Okay? So just think about that a minute. What's a rigid decision I made as a child? Okay. So tip to facilitator, do also watch the clock because you will not, it'll be hard for you to gauge how long if you're doing the work. So use your clock as well, your timer as well. All right, we're going to have the inside circle. Start speaking now. Go. Da 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 da. Okay, wrap up that idea. Switch. Da 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 da. Okay, wrap up that idea. Da 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 da. Okay, and now get your journals out. I'll give you a couple minutes to make some notes. There may be new things that you've encountered there that you don't want to forget. Okay, after 2 minutes. Okay, wrap up that idea. And the inside circle, move one chair to the right. Repeat that pattern for each of the questions. Ways I see unnecessary or unfair power used around me, or ways I'm encouraged to use power over others. Ways I see unnecessary or unfair power used around me, or ways I'm encouraged to use power over others. Okay, same pattern. Ways I have stopped participating in or have challenged the use of unnecessary and unfair power. So ways I've stopped using or participating in myself or have challenged the use around me of unnecessary and unfair power. Continue the pattern. A time I spoke up for myself or someone else in public that I'm proud of was. Finish that up. Thank your partner. And just take a minute to, I'm going to give you a little bit longer. I'll give you like 4 minutes at the end here to make some notes in your journal. So this reflect back on this whole thing. This has been some new ideas. Okay. After that, if you have time, you can get into groups of 3. Don't get into groups of pair again. They've done so many pair things, but you can get into groups of 3. And in your group of 3, remember, like, what you wrote in your journal is your own. You can set that aside, right? In the group of 3, it's step back and notice, wow, what was that like? What did that feel like? What did I learn about talking and listening, about the topic of the dynamics of oppression? What are the bigger learnings and how did it feel to do that activity? Go. Make sure you share the time equally. Make sure it's like number 2. Make sure it's number 3. Okay, come back. And now as a whole group, like, what did you notice there? Anything that happened in your small group that you would like that you think would be good for everyone to know? Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Any implications for us as a culture, as a public group? Like, based on this, what do you have ideas about how we might change as a group, as a community? Okay. Thank you. And now I pass to